Early this morning at approximately 2:30 a.m., gunfire erupted at a residence. It appears that someone or a group of unknown males forced entry into the home. It appears that the motive is some type of drug rip. It appears to be a drug house. There's evidence of drugs inside the home. There's one deceased male inside the home at this time. He appears to be a Hispanic male, possibly in his early 20s. While the investigators and officers were here, units were alerted about another deceased male. Initially, it dropped as an auto pedestrian call on Market Street, which is about a mile and a half from here. There's another deceased male. Upon further investigation, he had an apparent gunshot wound to his torso, mid-torso. So now, because of the proximity and other evidence consistent with what we saw in the scene, it appears that both are related. So that's what we're investigating. While we have two separate scenes, it appears that they're both connected. The male that was on Market Street, at first glance, to me, appears to be a Hispanic male, late teens, early 20s. So anyone with information is asked to call us at 713-221-6000 or Crime Stoppers at 713-222-8477. We're also looking for a white Ford pickup truck, possibly early 2000s models that was seen coming through this location that we'd like to try to locate. So we hope that that we could get some additional information. It's been a very violent 24 hours for us. We've already investigated 4 different scenes. So that's what we're out here. That's what we have right now.
The third scene, potentially at the hospital. We heard that there was another person taken to the hospital being treated for injuries. Is that in relation to this at all?
We'll confirm that. I hadn't received information about a third possible suspect, but again, it does appear that again there was an exchange of gunfire. And so it appears that one male, as he was leaving the location, had sustained what would end up being a fatal gunshot wound. It appears he would have been loaded into a vehicle, and so much for friendship and loyalty, he was dumped on a roadway just down the roadway about a mile and a half from here. So it's possible there could be some other injured individuals, because it would appear that it was several males that targeted a home and forced entry.
Is there exchange of gunfire? That kind of thing?
It appears there is, yes. It appears consistent with somebody leaving the residence being shot. We have to piece it together. And so they're just trying to canvass, talk to witnesses. It was about 2:30 in the morning. So we ask anybody that may have been asleep or has any camera footage of anything along Pecan Street or even Market to please call us. We'd like to see if we could work with you.
How many suspect shooters and how many shots were fired?
We don't know that. That's still part of the scene investigation. It appears multiple shots were fired, both inside the house and, going out towards the outside the house. There's a couple of cars that appear to have some damage, and it looks like there were at least several suspects involved. How many, we still don't know, but we know one's deceased that we believe was one of the ones that entered the home, and somebody else that would have been driving a car, the getaway vehicle that was driving, and possibly more. But it appears it may have been a small group targeting the home, so we'll have to tighten up the number of suspects.
And once again, they burst into the home.
Correct.
And then whatever shooting happened took place.
Correct.
Was this a drug deal gone bad? Or
it looks like it seems more like they were targeting a drug house. There's evidence of that. It's consistent with some type of drug rip. We don't know if they made away with any belongings or any drugs or anything, but there's still some drugs in there, and just everything is consistent with would have been a safe house for drugs and all of that. So again, pretty scary things. There's a lot of homes adjacent and families nearby, kids. So these things are violent, and it's been a violent 24 hours. Like I said, we've already investigating 4 deaths in Harris County, and so we hope the gunfire and violence stops in our community.
What kind of drugs were found? What kind of guns were found?
That's still part of the scene investigation. They've so far been focusing more on the external part and some of the things that they're seeing there. They still haven't physically made entry into the home other than just some cursory observations right now. But it's consistent with some drugs being in the home, and not smaller amounts, but maybe larger quantities.
Was the homeowner the one that was killed that's over here, or is there no one at the home to give you permission to search?
Not yet. So far, he was the only one that we've seen. We don't know if there could even be somebody else inside the home. I think that initially when they entered, there were no signs of anybody else. But obviously we want to be methodical in these investigations, so we step back, make sure that our crime scene investigators are here. But we don't know if he's a homeowner, just a visitor, guest, or what his relation to the home is.
Do we think this victim managed to fire shots at the suspect or the perpetrator?
Either that person or someone else in the home that also could have fled. You know, it appears that some gunfire was exchanged towards the males entering the home. So that's what we're going by. Again, all this is still preliminary. It's once we do a more thorough investigation, but it appears either that individual or somebody else fired onto the males, and then at least one was struck, possibly more. And again, I mean, so much for friendship and loyalty in these things. They think that there's loyalty involved, and they just dumped him on the side of the roadway and didn't even try to get him to help or anything. So, and he's a young male as well.
You guys need a warrant to go inside the home right now?
Yeah, we're gonna do that just as a precaution, just to make sure we're thorough with that.